Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers is kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit meets WreckIt Ralph. So Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers takes place 30 years after the series had ended. Chip and Dale go on their separate ways and live very different lives until they find out one of their old co-stars goes missing. Then they have to reunite, rekindle their friendship to try to find their old friend. Now, I am a big fan of the Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. I grew up watching the cartoon. I played the video game. And this is a movie that when I saw the trailer just didn't hit me. It didn't connect with me, and I didn't think it was going to be any good. But I've been wrong before. And I actually really enjoyed this movie. This is a movie I didn't realize I needed to watch until I watched it. This is something I really connected with once I started watching it. If you ever seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, this movie has that same interaction between cartoon and human. It has that same feel to it, I guess. Then we bring in the WreckIt Ralph aspect of things, where it has so many cameos of so many different characters throughout the 80s and the 90s. And every time you turn around, every single frame has someone new in it that you just happen to glance through and you're like, oh, there's this person, or oh, there's this or that. And it's very, very nostalgic. It's so much fan service that I think that's what really drew me into it. Having all those different characters from that era and even a few new ones is something I absolutely needed in this movie. They even took some of the characters and twisted their image around a little bit and had some fun with it. And I was laughing nonstop at what they were doing with all these cameos. Sonic makes an appearance in here, but not in the way that you think. And I don't want to spoil it for you because I'm trying to keep this a spoiler-free review. But Sonic makes a hilarious appearance in this movie. And he's in it a couple times. Now, it's not just a one-shot cameo thing. He's in it a couple times. But I love what they did with it. I was almost fell out of my chair laughing at him. Now, this is definitely a movie I think that people of all ages are going to like, whether you be of the younger generation or someone of my generation who grew up on the original Rescue Rangers cartoon. If you did grow up on the original cartoon, I think you're going to have a bigger appreciation for this movie than the younger generation would, because there's so much in there for us that the younger generation wouldn't understand or they wouldn't catch the reference. So if you're just a big kid at heart like I am, you're going to enjoy this, especially when I'm going to give you one little bit, and I don't think it's any spoiler whatsoever. So when Dale walks in with a tin Knight Rider's lunchbox, I about lost it, only because I had that same lunchbox and I was reminiscing the childhood era, and to see that kind of stuff in there, it was overwhelming for me. It's what really sent me over the edge. Now, as far as Chip and Dale's individual characters, they are very much like the cartoon or the original. Chip is the more serious one. He plans things out. He thinks them through. Dale, on the other hand, the sarcastic, go off a whim, just not a lot of thought process, just kind of does his own thing. So obviously there was a lot of comedic banter back and forth between Chip and Dale, which should be very familiar to the original. Now, what made this interesting is that there were so many different animation styles in this. You had the old school 2D drawings, you had claymation, we've had 3D CGI, and I think they blended it all in really well and played really well off each other with the different characters. Now, I will say this movie has become a guilty pleasure for me. I didn't think this was going to be any more than a money grab from studios. Let's play off a popular name and a character and see if we can make some money off of it. It actually felt like they put thought into this. They actually put effort and emotion into this and really paid attention to what the characters were and the generation that watched them. And I think that is what made the movie. The attention to detail of not only the original show, but the generation who watched it and what their interests are. So I have to say, if they make a sequel, I'm going to watch it. If you watched Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers, do me a favor, let me know down below what you thought of it. Was it worth watching? Was it what you were expected? If you made it this far in the video, do me a favor, please drop a like on it for me. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you at the concession stands.